And the New South Wales Rural Fire Service Commissioner Shane Fitzsimmons has also weighed on this issue today. He spoke to reporter Mark Reddie at the RFS headquarters in Sydney a little earlier.
Well, around 70 fires are continuing to burn across the state, almost half of which are uncontained. Joining me now is RFS Commissioner Shane Fitzsimmons. Shane, Liberal frontbencher Darren Chester has suggested volunteer firefighters might need to be paid if they're away from their employer for extended periods of time. What's your reaction to that?
Oh, look, we're already having conversations and dialogue with the Commonwealth Government, so if he is making those comments, he should be talking to the rest of his cabinet, but also I've been having that conversation with our state government. We need to be really clear that volunteers don't want to be paid. That's what makes them volunteers, and they're very proud to be volunteers. But what we need to make sure is that we're ensuring no one is adversely compromised or suffering hardship because of their generosity. So particularly targeting self-employed people or people that have got leave arrangements where they're not being covered. They're the sorts of things that we need to make sure arrangements are in place to give effect to that. There is some precedent, and we've been talking about that with the government, and I'm confident something positive will be announced in the not too distant future.
The New South Wales Emergency Services Minister David Elliott is heading to Europe for a family holiday. We saw the fallout from the Prime Minister Scott Morrison when he went to Hawaii. Are you concerned about this? Oh,
look, I'll be maintaining contact with Minister Elliott while he's away, and I will be maintaining a very close relationship with the acting minister while he's away, Anthony Roberts, and that won't stop our work here in New South Wales with the firefighting effort. I'll maintain contact and briefing, and Anthony Roberts, I'm sure, will be a regular visitor here, just like Minister Elliott has been as well.
You guys have been able to backburn due to favourable conditions over the past few days. It's about to get worse. Can it really get any worse?
Look, it's tough, and I think the challenge is it's the relentless nature of this weather pattern. The underlying drought conditions, the dryness in the vegetation makes it extremely flammable. We are going to see another heat wave dominating again as we head into this next week and the weekend, and certainly into Monday and Tuesday. The window of opportunity that they've had in the last week to get on and establish some control lines, consolidate control lines, and do really important tactical and strategic backburning. Men and women on the ground in really rugged, difficult to access areas, hiking down trails, going down escarpments, just amazing. But they've also been supported with aircraft, also doing aerial ignitions to help control the intensity and the spread of the fire, all about shoring up protection before we see the conditions deteriorate again. We're not expecting the catastrophic conditions like we've seen in the last few weeks and the few months, but it's certainly going to be another tough period with temperatures up into the 40s, very dry air, very low humidities, and the winds turning back around from the west and the northwest. Firefighters and communities will be challenged again at the end of this week and early into next week, and the work they're doing this week will certainly help them enormously.
We know fire crews have been door knocking today just to prepare residents who might be in the firing line, so as to speak. What particular communities are you most concerned about in the next few days?
So all around these large fire complexes, so everywhere around the enormous Gospers fire now that's burning north of the Blue Mountains, northwest of Sydney. It now stretches from the back end of the Central Coast all the way out to Lithgow, up the Castlereagh Highway to places like Capertee and up into the Hunter region. Communities all around that area are very exposed as we head into this hot weather. The communities south of that fire, through the Bells line of road still and the Blue Mountains region on the Great Western Highway, that's why there's so much consolidation work and backburning work going on there. The other large fire to the south of the Blue Mountains, southwest of Sydney, it's now stretching from places like Picton and Mittagong all the way out to Jenolan Caves, all the way up the back end towards the lower area of Blue Mountains, Katoomba area, the Megalong Valley. Again, communities all the way along the Wambian Caves Road, the Southern Highlands and the southeast corner of that fire. And then, of course, the other large fire that's particularly active at the moment and will be impacted by the weather conditions is a large Currowan fire, which stretches effectively from Nowra all the way down to Bateman's Bay and out the west to places like Narragansett and back towards the Queanbeyan region, the Yass region. So you're talking a very, very large fire with the potential under westerly winds to spread into more populated areas. That's why there's so much consolidated work and so much preparatory work that's going on, and particularly trying to keep the message alive with people, because the risk isn't gone, the risk is real, and we've got to wait and see what the weather does as we head into early next week.
And just briefly, the Defence personnel are also assisting stationed at control centres across the state. What role will they be playing over the next few days?
So we've got Defence Force liaison personnel going out to all the local incident management teams. So where the key fire control centres working with the recovery teams are operating right around different parts of the state. We worked with the Commonwealth in the last week or so, and in addition, the Commonwealth has been very good. They've given us everything that we've asked for effectively over the last few months. But this is a new approach. We're going to send teams out into the field and talk to the incident controllers, talk to the local people, and not only are they going to respond to what we're looking for, they're also going to offer up and suggest, well, we've got this, would this help, would that help? So it is a bit new, and we're waiting to see what the results are. But it's a good initiative, something that we're positive about. And those officers will be embedded in those teams today, and they'll be having that dialogue over the weekend.
Shane Fitzsimmons, all the best, and thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
So there you go. It is going to be a tough weekend ahead. The advice for residents, though, is to have that bushfire survival plan ready and also to stay across the Fires Near Me app.